Hey everyone, Tech here. Welcome to Tech's Tavern. Grab a brew, pull up a chair, and let's do a quick look video on Zafehouse Diaries. Yeah, terrible name, but it's an interesting game. It's something I just picked up here recently. It just became available on Steam. It's only $10, I believe, and that's US dollars. I'm not sure what the conversion rates are for your area, but it's an interesting game. The easiest way to describe it is it's sort of like a board game of one of those, remember those books from back, I'm trying to think back when I was a kid, the Choose Your Adventure books. It's kind of like a weird combination of that, where you essentially have a group of survivors trying to survive or escape via some different means, and as you play the game, you do actions, and then the game will tell you what happened. So, you know, okay, I'm going to send this guy and this guy over to the library, and then the game will say, okay, this is what happened. You ran into 4 zombies, Bob killed this guy with a crowbar, you found some toilet paper, there you go. And a couple things here, and I know I've heard some people say on their videos that the menu doesn't show up here, so I don't know if you can see these menu items or not. Really, all the options are start a new game, read a diary, which I believe lets you look at a history of a previous game, and then there's a custom content manager, which is actually a neat feature that allows you to actually make versions of anyone. I mean, you could take pictures of your friends and family, and or cartoon characters or whatever you want, and you can make custom characters that then get seeded into the games that you play. So I'll go ahead and just get into a game here real quick. We'll start a new game, and hopefully you can see this screen. There's 3 different game options. There's a no survivors easy mode, which basically there's no objective and no time limits. You just see how long you can last, essentially. Then there is the roadkill one, which you start with 5 survivors, and you can see the little checklist here, hopefully. And you're basically trying to repair a vehicle to escape. And then there's the hard one called Deadline, which is just really hard. Your people don't get along very well, and that's a big part of this game, is that the survivors that you have, a big part of the game is, number one, managing the relations between your different survivors, and then also surviving the zombies, that are constantly trying to kill you, and to, escape or survive as long as you can. So, for instance, we'll just go with the roadkill one, I guess, for now, and we will start a game. Now, the game does have some kind of interesting music. I have that turned off right now for the purposes of this video. But you can see we start off here. It says Wednesday, September 11th, and it randomizes all of the stuff that happens in the game. So each time you start in a different location, the map is laid out differently, the objectives are in different locations, so that's all different all the time. And it starts off, says, we made it, and among our fragile group we have 2 police officers, a musician, a priest, and a firefighter. Arrived a few weapons, tools, blah blah blah. The 5 of us are wary of each other. Shepard isn't adjusting well to the group, but Zoe might be able to hold everyone together. Now, I made some custom characters, and if you're real smart, you can guess what kind of characters I made here with Shepard and Zoe. We met someone outskirts of town. He said he was a scavenger group looking for some spare parts, but they were attacked, and he was the only one who survived. He said there might be a vehicle in town that we could probably patch up if we had the right parts. But there's a catch. The outskirts are infested and getting more dangerous by the day. You'll need to find a map before we even think about leaving. Before leaving, the scavenger said we might want to check out 4 Crazy Horse Way. So 4 Crazy House Way, that location is going to have something that we need. So we'll pull this up. As you can see, in my game, I have added the characters from the Firefly series. So I have Malcolm, Jane, Inara, Shepard, and Zoe in this particular one. And I have some of the other characters as well, but this is just the 5 that got picked on this particular one. So we can see our map here, and we start here, obviously. Now, he said, what was it? 4 Crazy Horse Way. So let's see, where's that at? Or is that this one? Yeah, 4 Crazy Horse Way. So it's that one. Possible vehicle or part. Okay, so that's the location we want to check out. And these are all different locations, and you will work on sending your characters to explore and scavenge. Now the area that we're in here, 6 Northview Way, it says it's 62% searched. So we need to do a little more searching to see if we can find some more supplies here. We can see our current supplies. We have a baseball bat, a handgun, we have 7 bullets, some scrap, crowbar, saucepan, stereo, wood spoon, bandage, some cooking ingredients, and 7 snacks. So that's everything we have. So we'll search the location for anything useful. And when you click on these different options, it'll pull up the list of everybody who's not doing something, and it gives you a star rating to kind of tell you how good they are at that particular thing. So for instance, Jane, Malcolm, and Zoe are all, you know, pretty decent at searching for stuff, but Inara and Shepard are not, you know, because they're more geared, like Shepard in particular is more geared towards combat, of course. You know, I tried to theme all of the characters similar to how they are from the show. So we'll have Malcolm search for anything useful right now. Now, like I said before, a big part of this game is the relations among your survivors. So you can click at any time here to see the relations, and see I got some really strained relations going on here, as you can tell by these lines. The green lines means they get along good, so Inara and Zoe get along good, and Malcolm and Jane get along good. And then everybody else is different degrees of not getting along good. And that's where this is a part of the game that I haven't figured out very well, is the whole spread rumor thing. So for instance, I have Inara as a musician. She's uncomfortable around men. So she's perceived focus, artistic, creative, as the most useful in creating a distraction. And then we have Jane. He's uncomfortable around women. So that's kind of why they have the orange things. And he has a lingering prejudice towards the wealthy, and she comes from a wealthy background. So that's why they have a kind of strained relationship. So we could try, and she's uncomfortable around men. So you could try to spread a new rumor of some kind. Malcolm and Jane are distant cousins. They lost contact many years because Malcolm and Inara are distant cousins. They lost contact many years ago because of a family, because their families moved apart. So perhaps if I have that rumor spread that they're distant cousins, maybe that'll ease up some of the strained relations. So that's kind of an example. So you can then go, you know, over here to him. And, okay, I guess you can only do one rumor at a time. So anyway, so we'll see if that helps improve relations between Malcolm and Inara, because that just wouldn't be right for them to have a strained relationship, right? Well, I guess that's kind of how the relationship was on the show. So, so what we'll do is we'll also now, let's see, Malcolm we have as a police officer, because that was the closest thing to a soldier. And Jane is also a police officer. We have Zoe as a firefighter, which I just thought fit thematically some. Shepard is a priest, obviously, and Inara is a musician because, well, there's not a companion as an option. But you can make custom jobs, so to speak. So let's go ahead and try to get a couple turns going just so you can kind of see the general idea. And you can see the different icons here on the pictures for who's who. I'm gonna explore this location down here. So I'm gonna have Malcolm go explore this location. I'm having to investigate it. So we can click on here on investigate, and we can decide what he can take with him. So I'm going to let him take a baseball bat and some scrap and a crowbar and a snack. Sure. No. Oh, he's at his max weight. Okay, so that's it. So I'm just going to go let him explore real quick at that location. And I'm going to actually have... I'm going to have Jane. Now what this does is once you have one person assigned to a job and then you try to assign a second, I believe what this is telling you is the different colors is telling you how good they will get along doing that job. So it's saying that Jane will get along the best with Shepard at doing that particular job. So we'll go ahead and do that. We'll let the two of them, Jane and Malcolm, are going to search for stuff. Oh no, actually I did the wrong person. I didn't mean to make Inara go. I wanted Malcolm to go. And we will send him with the baseball bat, the crowbar, and some scrap. Okay, that's what we wanted. And we're going to send... We'll have Zoe and Jane search there. Okay, that's fine. We got Malcolm going there. And then we want to have... Let's see what other options we have. We have make some traps, modify an item, distraction. Let's have watch for zombies. Let's have Inara do that for right now. And what is Shepard good at doing? Actually, he's not good at anything. Can he prepare a meal? Yeah, let's let him do that. He can prepare a meal. That just creates food for the group. So we got everybody doing something. If there's anybody idle, it would say it here. It says Malcolm is moving. That's because he's going to investigate this area. So once you kind of have everybody set up and everybody doing what you want them to do, then you'll just come down here and you will click the clock. The watch, actually, sorry. And then you'll usually hear some sound effects, see a picture, and you'll kind of get a story of what it is that happened on that turn. Each turn moves by 1 hour. So we have now house at 6 Northview Way, which is where we started at, obviously. The rumors spread around the group. Malcolm and Inara just found out they're distant cousins. They lost contact many years ago because their families moved apart. They both have fond memories of the past, but not everyone is getting along. On hearing the news, Shepard and Zoe have let their prejudices against Malcolm affect their relationship with Inara. Jane was profoundly disinterested. Okay. Malcolm returned from his recon of the hotel. Jane and Zoe found 4 cooking ingredients, 3 snacks, and a sponge in the kitchen. Jane and Zoe found 2 cooking ingredients in the kitchen and a dumbbell, a flashlight. Flashlights are always good. A mop, a screwdriver. Those are good usually for breaking into places. And a wrench in the basement. Shepard prepared 2 small meals. Jane notes there is only 1 shower at the house. And that has to do with people, the whole shower thing I think has to do with, they don't like staying in locations where they can't bathe regularly, I guess. Jane says almost all the rooms have now been searched. So that's telling you they're fairly close to getting the whole place searched. So the hotel, okay, so that's the location that Malcolm went to. It's a large building with around 17 rooms, has 4 doors and 21 windows leading in from outside. Malcolm says he's looking forward to a good rest. Malcolm scouted around the perimeter of the hotel. He counted 0 zombies outside. Peering through windows, he saw 9 zombies inside. Okay, so we have a little bit of intel on this location now, and you can see now that it's a little more like filled in than the other ones. The other locations are more ghosted. This one, because we have a little bit of intel, you can see it a little better now. So we're at 75% searched, so we're going to continue to let them search for anything useful. Let's, let's try to, well, just for the heck of it, let's do this. Let's take Jane off of this. Let's put Shepard on there, even though they kind of don't get along a little bit. And then we are going to have Malcolm and Jane, which seems appropriate. Just to show you how this works, you have 3 different actions you can take going to a location. You can investigate it, like we just did in the last turn. You can breach it, which means you're going in trying to occupy it and kill zombies that get in the way so that you can search it and whatnot. And then you have assault. So that's where they just basically go and attack all around outside. But there's none outside. Remember, it said none outside, so we're just going to try to breach it with the 2 of them. So we're going to let them take the handgun and a baseball bat, so they each have a weapon. We'll we'll take all the rounds. We'll take 2 pieces of scrap, a crowbar, a screwdriver, and a flashlight. So we're at 8.35 of 10, so we have a little bit more room. We'll take a bandage and a snack. We'll take 2 snacks. There we go. That sounds like a good loadout for a mission. So I'm going to have them go try to breach this location so we can then start searching that location to maybe get something useful. And it'll kind of show you how that generally works. And then we have Zoe and Shepard searching for items, and we have Inara still watching for zombies. So we'll go with that for this turn. So let's see how that goes. Okay, you can hear the little sound effects of them kicking windows in and all that. 8 a.m., the hotel. Jane and Malcolm approached the hotel with the intention of breaking in. It was an easy place to get access to, so they didn't have to spend much time finding a way inside. They headed to a small second-story window leading to the bathroom. When it came to getting inside, the crowbar proved very useful. There were no zombies inside the bathroom. We can hear half a dozen, maybe more, shambling outside the room. It doesn't look like there are any zombies outside the hotel. Okay, and then here's back at the house where everybody else is at. Zoe and Shepard found a hammer in the basement. Zoe and Shepard found a drill in the basement. Excellent. I don't really know what I'm using a drill for, but it's good to have one. Shepard and Zoe became frustrated with each other while searching the location. Well, we knew that because they don't get along right now. Alright, so they're engaged in, breach combat right now, so I can't really do anything with them currently. So we're at 88%, so they're almost got it all searched. Let's take Shepard off that and just leave Zoe. And let's have Shepard prepare another meal. And then we will just leave everybody else doing their same job. So let's go ahead and do the next hour and see what happens. Oh, no! Okay. That was not good. Jane and Malcolm were still trying to clear out the remaining zombies inside the hotel. There were a few zombies outside the place. All the fighting took place in the bathroom. Jane was killed after 4 zombies trampled and gored him. Before he died, Jane shot a zombie's head with a handgun. Malcolm was killed after 2 zombies trampled, gored him, and bashed him in the head. Before he died, Malcolm clobbered 6 zombies with a baseball bat. He went down swinging. Yeah, I know, terrible joke, right? So that is a good example of probably going on a breach before you're really geared. But again, I wanted to show you guys what it was like. So yeah, the game is difficult, and I have probably played about 6 games of it so far, and haven't even come close to like uncovering even half the map, or much less winning. And I've read on the forums a lot of people saying that this game is very, very difficult. And sometimes if you just get a bad draw of characters who just don't get along, or you start off in a location where you don't get a lot of good stuff. Like for instance, I've had starting buildings where I've gotten much better stuff than what I've gotten here so far. I mean, I've gotten trash on this one. Usually by now I would have many more weapons and different things going on. So it's pretty rough here so far. Let's have Shepard go investigate. See, I don't even have a weapon to give him now. Lost the flashlight. We'll give him a hammer. A hammer and a drill. No, I guess I can't give him a drill. It's too heavy. He can't carry that much. And 88%. Watch, search. Yeah, let's just do that. Next page. The diner at Forbidden Street is a tiny building with around 5 rooms. It has 3 doors, 2 windows leading in from the outside. Shepard's looking forward to preparing a hearty meal. Shepard scouted around the perimeter of the diner. He counted 0 zombies outside. He looked through the windows but did not spot any inside. Zoe found a chess set. Oh, that's really useful. We can throw the pieces at the zombies. Shepard returned from his recon. Zoe found a bottle of spirits, a can of gasoline, a deck of playing cards in the living room. All rooms in the house have now been searched. Yeah, I mean, this has been a terrible starting location. But really, that's how the game works. I want to keep this short because it's just a quick look. I really enjoy this game. It's a neat kind of turn-based, like I said, choose your story type game. It's almost like a board game. to a certain degree, where you're just trying to see how long you can survive. And the game gives some really good stats at the end, as far as showing how many zombies you killed, how many locations you searched, how much stuff you found, how many days you survived, all that kind of stuff, which is really neat. So you can kind of compare yourself from game to game and see how you're getting better. And like I said, the whole custom character thing is a real neat feature. Like I said, you could add in all your friends. You could add characters from one of your favorite TV shows, like I did. And it has just a really neat little feel to it. Again, it's $10 on Steam, and it's really neat. I haven't run into any bugs or problems or crashes or any weird things like that. So the game runs real well. And like I said, it's just a really kind of a different take on the whole zombie thing. Instead of being squad-based and shooting in first person and squad-based combat and etc., it's more of a choose your path adventure story, so to speak. The game's difficulty is really hard, so that might be if you're the kind of person who gets frustrated quickly because you can't beat something, you might want to stay away, because like I said, I've read things on the forums of people saying they've played it 30, 40 times and never won a single game. And I can attest to the fact that I've played about 5 or 6 times and haven't come close. So it does have a definite difficulty curve to it. So anyway, that is it. That's Zafehouse Diaries. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will catch you next time in the tavern.